and we're inside the Brewmasters here in Wilson, and I've got Josh and Marcos with me. And guys, what a fabulous place you have here.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it.
I got to be honest, when I walked in, I was the first thing I did was just start walking around, because I was like, wow, you know, this is a beer lover's heaven. It really is.
We're small, but we pack a big punch.
Absolutely. You've got a lot of variety here.
272 to be exact.
272
9
beers.
on tap, yes, sir.
A month ago, just over a month ago, we opened with a little over 200. We actually thought it would be a little overwhelming for Wilson citizens, since it's a new concept that's come to town, but we quickly realized that they actually were telling us more and more of the higher end beers that they wanted. They expanded us, so a lot quicker than we thought. We grew to almost 300 now.
And again, folks, this is a local business, a local restaurant, a local beer store. Guys, tell us, what was the inspiration? What was the lead up to opening Brewmasters?
Let you handle that one.
Well, as far as our connection, we were high school friends. Kind of gotten disconnected after high school. He went to ECU. I went to Barton College. Go Bulldogs. And after college, one of me and my girlfriend at that point, and my wife now, we started traveling around, and our focal point on vacations, we kind of drove around and found the local breweries, and we started visiting different North Carolina breweries. And you know, historically, North Carolina's not a big alcohol state as far as their knowledge of beer, but in the last 10 years, that's completely changed, and North Carolina is now one of the top beer producing states in the country, and producing some of the best. And that just became a point of interest for me. So craft beer became a passion for me and my wife, and we started visiting a lot of that. Me and Marcos got reconnected about a year ago, started hanging out. We knew we wanted to put a business together, and I'd had the idea kind of bouncing around in the back of my head for the last 5 years that this area needs something that will bring good beer, quality beer, and kind of get people out of that beer comfort zone of just drinking low-end domestics. So I threw the idea off from him, and it became a really good partnership, because he had a history in convenience stores, as well as his background. His college background was focused on construction. My college background was based in marketing and design, and I had the craft beer knowledge. So when we brought it together, we were really able to build a place that looks right, market it right, get the logos right. We did everything ourselves. You know, we built the bar, we designed the logos, we did everything. And I think it means more to us now, because we didn't hire an outside crew to come in. We went local with everything that we could. We brought in local woods, local everything, and just to build the bar. We printed locally. We tried to really
You kept it as a local.
Exactly. We're both local. We wanted to keep it local.
Yeah. Well, you know, guys, we're talking about, you have a local business. You put local money, putting the business together back into the Wilson economy. Well, craft beer though is something like, it's like you said, it's a newer thing. And it's not like a Bud Light, it's not like a Miller Lite, it's a completely different experience. And when people come in here, they're not just coming here to drink a beer, they're coming in here to try something new, to try different things. And similar to people that are maybe wine connoisseurs, beer has the same sort of following. And there are so many varieties of beer, there's so many flavors, even within each, say each IPA, there's thousands of varieties, and to be able to explore that and open that up to people in Wilson is a really great asset.
Very much so. You know, with some of our distributors, we can get our hands on like 8,000 different varieties, and we want to offer that to them. And what we have here is just a small part. We try to show someone 6 or 7 different beer categories so that they can experience something from everything. And instead of having to put more money into a, you know, because some people aren't going to like every single style of beer. So instead of making someone get a 6-pack or 12-pack of something, that's the reason we like to offer the mix of 6 option. When you come in, you can grab an empty 6-pack tote, grab an IPA, grab a Pale Ale, grab an Amber, grab a Belgian, grab a German. You can get that full experience off from one beer at a time. Do a little taste testing at home, decide what you like.
You know, it's a great thing too. Maybe you're having a get together with some friends. Or, you know, maybe you're going out, you know, maybe you want to have a special evening at home or whatnot. You come over here, get something you like, get something your wife likes or your girlfriend or whatnot. And, you know, it's a great thing to do. And you're opening up. I think what's interesting about it is we see this thing behind us, the history of beer. And just like wine or any other type of alcohol, beer is going to carry a stigma to it.
Yes.
But this is not about a stigma. This is about something that has been around for a very long time.
Very much.
And that's the cool thing about it. People are extremely interested in what it takes to make a beer, or where the beer came from, or how old the recipe was. All those different things that you don't get when you go to a domestic bar where you're just sitting there drinking a mass-produced beer. They want to know, like Duck Rabbit, which is informal. They want to know about the owner. They want to know about the brewery. They want to know about the fermenters. They want to know about what kinds of beer they have. It's been completely fantastic.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of interest in those local stories, but something that surprised us is the willing for local residents to step out of their comfort zone and go into an extremely different style of beer and fall in love with it very quickly, like the Belgian monk-made beers. That's at a higher price point, so we felt like that was going to be something that scared people away. But when they heard the history and the fact that monks started making their own beer in monasteries in the 1300s while they would go through religious fasting, when they are still producing 700 years later the exact same style, some of the exact same recipes, and they're not using modern robotics and everything. They're still kind of doing it the old-fashioned style. That means something to the patron. They bring one of those more expensive beers home, try it, fall in love with it. They feel the craft, the handcraft that's went into these things, and they're really enjoying it.
And it's not just tailgating and popping a beer.
Exactly
I mean, you're sitting there and you can really experience, you can really get the flavors. Historically, for a lot of people, beer has been something that you have as a substitute when you didn't have the other options. You wouldn't have clean water, or you wouldn't have the access to carbohydrates in your diet. And beer was a great substitute for a lot of those things because it packed a punch.
Exactly.
And that it provided a lot of those things that people needed.
Beer was first invented because people realized that after they started congregating in small areas near river sources, they were messing up the water supply. They couldn't drink the water. They needed to make it safe.
Better for them than the water was. So.
And I think beer is always good for you.
Yes, and that's actually a really good point, because more and more information is coming out about domestic beers using GMOs and different chemicals and preservatives. These are all natural beers, and whereas it can be a laughing point to say beer's nutritious, because there's always safety concerns you take anytime you're using drinking and alcohol or whatever. But it actually is more nutritious beer. It's high in B vitamins. It's high in protein. It actually, as long as you keep your sugars low and you watch your diet, this beer actually does have many healthy points to it as well. Yeah,
you look at dark beers especially. I mean, they're packed full of the old thing is a Guinness a day is good for you. I mean,
exactly.
It's a famous thing. But we look at a lot of the traditional beers that you think about, like we said, the Bud Lights and stuff. And there's a lot of stuff in those beers, like you said, fillers, that just take away from the flavor, take away from the experience. And what we're talking about here is making beer that experience, making it something that you can really enjoy.
Anytime you put a story behind it, it makes people feel more connected with what they're drinking. And that's, like you said before, that's part of the whole experience, being able to tell somebody about a beer, exactly what goes into it. And so far, Wilsonians have loved it.
And I think one of the best things about what we've achieved here is every day about 75% of our patrons are return patrons. And when I say return, I don't mean from a month ago. They're coming in every 2 or 3 days because they're realizing that they're able to drink a few of these beers at night, get to feeling pretty good, enjoying the flavors, enjoying the full experience. They didn't have a hangover the next day. They didn't sit there and have to drink 8 to 10 beers when they were trying to, have a good time at night. These beers taste better, don't have all those fillers that's going to clog up your kidneys and make you feel bad. You feel better the next day, and you've only drank 2 or 3 beers because it was an enjoyable sipping beer. You weren't just trying to get to the bottom of the can.
Yeah, and again, it's about the experience. You sit around with your friends, you sit around, and you can share, like, a story about this beer, or a story about that beer, and you can talk about those things, and it really makes it fun. Well, guys, let's take a look at some of the beers.
Absolutely.
And then we're actually going to get into some of the other things that you do.
Fantastic.
Then we'll let you get into some of the beers.
Absolutely. We'll be right back on the Blue Plate Special.
Ann's Donuts serves the best donuts in town because we fix them the old-fashioned way. From cream cheese filled to our famous chocolate glazed, Ann's Donuts are second to none. But Ann's is also a specialty baker. Wedding cakes, birthday cakes, ice cream cakes, custom designed for your event. You must also visit our gift shop, filled with gifts and holiday decor for your home and office. We have scarves, jewelry, pocketbooks, holiday wreaths, and more. Come see us for your next sweet treat. Ann's Donuts, serving our area since 1952.
The best kept secret in town is the Chew and Chat Cafe, classic Southern cooking with style. Start your day right at Chew and Chat Cafe with a plate of eggs cooked your way, or with our infamous hobo breakfast sandwich, or make the Chew and Chat your regular spot. Our daily specials and homemade recipes are one of a kind with prices that can't be beat. From our hand-patted burgers to our homemade chicken pot pie, shrimp creole, and pimento cheese, Chew and Chat is sure to be a great meal. And Friday night is fish night, featuring fried flounder, trout, and catfish, and our homemade banana pudding. We use local ingredients and cook everything fresh to order. So stop waiting and head on down to Chew and Chat Cafe, 1005 Westmount Drive in Rocky Mount, or call us about catering your next event. Open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., and Wednesday through Friday for dinner starting at 5. Chew and Chat Cafe. Classic Southern cooking with style. Well, Josh, Marcos, we're here. Obviously, we've been able to see a little bit of the selection that you have. You said you started out with about 200 beers, and just in a few weeks, you've added 70 more beers. Yeah. Because people come in and they say, hey, look, I'm looking for this beer, I'm looking for that beer, and you can meet that request.
Yeah, we really thought that after a year we would have grown up to around 250 beers, but like say in a month the demand was there for us to go to 272 at this point, and there's still ones where we're having to get new distributors just to bring in because people are wanting more and more.
And that's one thing you can do. You can come down here to Brewmasters. Maybe there's a beer that you haven't had in a while, but there's one that you think about and you go, you know what, I would really like to have that. Come talk to these guys. I guarantee they can find it for you. If they don't already have it. Yeah. That's a great thing. Yeah. Well, we've got you know, we've talked about it before we went on the air. In North Carolina, it's one of the microbrewery hubs for the whole country.
Yeah, it's a booming industry.
I think we said over 70 microbreweries in North Carolina.
It's been incredible.
And of course, here at Brewmasters, we support those guys.
Absolutely.
Tell us about some of the beers that we have.
Marcos is holding a Highland Brewing Company St. Therese Pale Ale. Pale Ale is the beer that most Europeans, especially the English, were drinking for hundreds and hundreds of years. This is a modern local take on it. Highland's in Asheville, North Carolina. I'm holding a Mother Earth Sisters of the Moon. It's an India Pale Ale. It is made in Kinston. A cool story that connects these two beers. The Pale Ale was the traditional beer for a long time in England, and basically when they started making trips over to India, when they conquered India, the sailors were getting pretty upset because their beer was going bad on the trip without refrigeration on the ship, you know. And they actually went back to their brewmasters and convinced them to create a new type of beer that would make that trip and be more durable. They started adding a lot more hops, a slower brew time, higher alcohol content, and they came up with the India Pale Ale. So a lot of people don't know where the term IPA comes from. It's the most popular beer amongst craft beer drinkers these days, but they don't know the backstory. It's not made in India. India Pale Ale just means that it was graded to make it to India and back from England.
You know, thinking about Christmas, thinking about those gifts, whether it be for employees, whether it be for your friends, whether it be for, you know, a sibling, a parent, you can come in here and you can get a great gift pack from Brewmasters. That's the perfect gift.
Yeah, don't be afraid to come in just because you don't know exactly the full repertoire of beer. We'll work you through it if you want to build your own six-pack for someone, or we have pre-made gift packs that show a variety of different types of beer by a specific brewer. A lot of them come in a glass, and these gift packs are excellent deals, and they'll realize that too, because this is a rare Voss, this is a triple perfection. You can't find these beers in North Carolina hardly anywhere. So you're not only getting the 3 Philosophers by Alma Gang, but you're getting 2 that are really hard to find around here, and it's at a cheaper price point than if you bought those 3 bottles elsewhere, and you're getting a free glass with it. It's already kind of gift packaged. It's a perfect Christmas present because these are high-end beer places. You know that somebody's not going to be disappointed if they get one of these.
Absolutely, absolutely. Or like you said, you can come in, you can build a 6-pack. Maybe there's a beer here that you can't find elsewhere. Of course, we're looking around. There's plenty that you're not going to find elsewhere.
Right. Yes.
And you can come in here, maybe somebody's telling you, I know I was telling these guys I spent some time overseas. I would love nothing more than somebody to come in here and get me a brew that maybe I had while I was overseas and that you just can't find.
Something that takes you back.
Absolutely.
You were saying you went to Scotland. We have some of the best Scottish beer around. We have some of the best English Irish. You know, we have pale ales, brown ales, IPAs. There's porters, stouts, Belgian. Some people come and like, I need a German beer. I bring them to our Heffenweisens and our Oktoberfest. Some people come and say, I don't really like beer, but I'm going to a party and everybody else is bringing beer. What can I get? I show them some of the fruitier flavors, some hybrid beers. There's something for everybody.
And you can really, if you're going to a holiday party this time of year and you take a 6-pack or and you take something unique,
it's a wow factor.
It's a wow factor.
Yes.
So, well, guys, Brewmasters not only has the best beer selection within a very wide area of Wilson, you also have a great menu of food options. Let's go to the bar and let's take a look at some of the food that you have. All right. Well, Marcos and Josh, we've seen what you have, beer selection. Of course, we've only seen a little bit of it because it's a expansive collection that you have here, and you really need to come down to Brewmasters and try some of the beers they have. You can create your own 6-pack, so you can pick and choose from different varieties, from IPAs to stouts to whatever you'd like. And of course, it's all quality craft beer. That's what's great about it.
Exactly.
But you do something else that's really unique as well. You have a great menu with some great food on it. And putting those two together, beer and food, doesn't get any better than that.
Yes, sir.
I mean, everybody's known for a long time that you need to combine beer and food for a long-lasting experience at a bar. But we wanted to do a different twist on it. Since we're bringing in the best beers in the world, healthier beers, more nutritious beers, we didn't want to stick with the same greasy bar food. So we decided to go with a comfortable, easy sandwich type menu that's using nothing but premium top of the line meats and cheeses. No preservatives, no artificial flavors. It's brought in fresh from Boar's Head in New York every 3 days. Just for instance, right here, basically we're taking the best deli meats in the world, the New York style Boar's Head meats, but we're giving it kind of a southern twist. We're doing a southern style honey ham, an oven gold turkey. We're putting cheddar, we're putting some hickory bacon, we're putting lettuce and tomato and special wide awake sauce that I can't really tell you. It's a sweet tangy, but I can't
And
give you all
what's the name of this
ingredients.
sandwich?
This is the Wilsonian.
This is the Wilsonian. This is your namesake.
Yes, I felt like this would really perfect what people around here would see as that great pairing food. This goes with so many types of our beers. The way that this taste profile is that you can really experience multiple different types of beer with this sandwich. It's been our #1 seller.
Wow. Okay. And you also have soups.
Yes.
Yeah, we deal with a lot of, BB&T's big around here. The medical park area behind us is really big. We have a lot of people that want this nutritious food and they want to be able to get it quick at lunch. So, we usually have 5 to 6 minute ticket times. We offer some of the best soups in the world. This is our tomato basil. It comes with crackers, chips, however you want your box designed, you can get it to go.
Wow. Okay.
You can eat in. We have people come that never drink any beer. They bring their kids in at lunchtime. It's more of a family atmosphere at first. We have large families that come in. They never come here for beer, and they come 3 times a week to eat.
So you can call ahead,
Absolutely.
put in an order, say, look, I've got a few minutes for lunch, and I need to get something. Put it in the box and send me on my way.
At 11:30, our phone starts blowing up, and there's a BB&T crowd coming and pick up dozens of these boxes and heading out the door, and we have dozens of people sitting right here experiencing it. Maybe somebody's off work, they're grabbing a beer for lunch. Other people are on the go just grabbing a box lunch.
Well, look, let me tell you, folks, what you need to do if you can't make it for lunch after work, come over here, grab a beer, get a sandwich. Great way to wind down the day. Great way to end the day.
I promise you won't be disappointed.
You're not going to be disappointed. What's this other sandwich that we have here?
Well, roast beef is really popular around here. But we didn't want to just do roast beef. So what we did was we brought in the best marinated London broil, cooked medium rare, and then we call it the smoke wagon. You can choose sourdough, marble rye, wheat. We put it on there with horseradish or delicatessen mustard, your choice, some lettuce, some tomato. We pair all that up and toast it for you. All of our sandwiches can be toasted. It gets warm, brings it to about medium when it's ready to eat, and the steak is just fantastic. It brings roast beef sandwiches to another level.
Well, it sounds great, and we're going to get into it here in a minute. Obviously, it's a cooking show. So we have to eat, but we're here at Brewmasters, and before we eat, we have to drink. So what are the beers that we have up here today? You have a few beers on draft, as well as what you have in the bottles. What do you have on draft right now?
The one you got there to the left is double barley. They're actually out of Wilson Mills.
Okay.
They're about a week older than we are.
Wow.
Incredible brewery. That one is actually called the Thriller and Vanilla. It's a vanilla porter. There's actually 200 pounds of hand-shaved vanilla beans.
You know what it smells like? You know when you first walk
Heaven.
into a bakery?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
exactly what it smells
Yes.
like.
Yes.
It
It
smells
is.
like walking into a donut shop.
It is incredible.
And the sweetness doesn't slap you in the face. It's not over pungent with that sweetness, because they do not use extracts like a lot of beer companies use extract to get that flavor in there.
Wow.
They put those vanilla beans in there and let them slow brew, so you get that mellow, easy sweetness.
It is extremely good.
It's very subtle.
Yes.
Right.
It's like a little bit of a coffee taste,
Mhm.
a little bit of vanilla. Wow, that is quite a
It
beer.
is incredible. Yes, sir.
It has been our #1 seller.
It
of
is
draft.
local.
Yes.
It's local, and
20
it's the
literally
best
25
porter
minutes
you
down the
will
road.
ever find.
You know, a lot of times when you see dark beer, you think harsh.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the furthest thing. I mean, there's
Right.
there's nothing bitter about it. There's nothing. I'm not feeling. I don't have an aftertaste or anything.
I
Exactly.
can't tell you how many times someone has said, "Well, give me something light," and I'll go, "Okay, well, let's see what I can find." I don't have anything light on tap as far as color goes.
What they were looking.
I'll pop the double barley for them, give them a sample, and the first thing I'll do is that face, because it's ingrained in people's mind. Dark beer, it has to taste heavy. Well, that doesn't, not at all. And as soon as they try it, they're blown away.
Well, I love a beer when you're drinking it. You can
Yes,
smell
absolutely.
it as well.
The aroma
Absolutely.
helps the flavor.
Wow, that is an incredible beer.
It is. It really is.
I mean, it doesn't get much better.
The
than
folks
that.
at Double Barley have done it extremely well.
What do we have here? What is this?
That one's the Duck Rabbit smoked oatmeal porter. The owner of Duck Rabbit, he runs a very tight ship, which is a good thing. But once a year, he lets his brewmaster do his own take on their limited release, and that's exactly what he chose this year. Never to be done again.
I can taste the smoke in it.
Yes.
I mean, you really can. It comes right through.
They actually smoke the oatmeal. It is extremely good.
and again, a trademark of Duck Rabbit is
Yes,
they
it's
have
dark.
dark beers.
Yes.
They do
But
dark
just
rye.
like the double barley, there's not that bitter aftertaste.
No.
It's smooth.
Yes.
They use the same yeast strands across most of their beers, so you get that kind of tradition. When you drink a Duck Rabbit, you know it's a Duck Rabbit. It's not going to be bitter at the end. It's going to have that smoothness, but it's going to have that special little flavor that you know is Duck Rabbit. And like you said, that's a limited release. When that keg is gone, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
And there's a key to drinking craft beer. You don't
Yes.
just pop it
No,
back.
no.
You want to smell it similar to wine.
The aroma intensifies what you're about to taste. So you always want a little of the foam on top that opens up the aroma. You smell it. It starts to already pass through you. When you drink it, it's going to taste better.
And just like you wouldn't drink wine out of a bottle, I mean, it's always the best to drink. And I don't know, some circumstances, you're not able to, but always pour it in a glass, because it taste and smell go hand in hand.
It really opens up the
Yeah.
flavors. And what's this last one here?
That one's actually the Foothills brand out of Winston-Salem. That's their Hopium IPA. Extremely good IPA.
And this is a very popular IPA as well.
Absolutely, yes, sir. And it's not overly bitter. It's not overly hoppy. It's a very good balance of both.
This is a perfect summer beer.
Yes.
Yeah, North Carolina has a good tradition of having full flavor hoppy IPAs without the really strong bitter bite at the end. California and the northern eastern states are really known to try to get you with that bite at the end. The North Carolina brewers really calm it down, but keep that strong hoppy flavor and aroma.
It is extremely good IPA.
Very good, yeah. It's hoppy, but it's not,
Yes.
like you said, it's not bitter.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very good, very clean,
The,
very
the
crisp.
best of both
Yes.
worlds in an IPA.
Well, we got to try this Wilsonian here.
Fantastic.
I'm going to reach over here, reach across you, grab this. I look like like I got a problem. Let's see, so this
You
is the
look like you have a
Wilsonian.
great problem.
That's really good. One more time, what's on it?
The wide awake sauce is probably the unique flavor that you're picking up. Like I said, I can't tell you everything about it, but it's basically a white wine, honey, brown sugar, a little mustard seed, a little peppercorn, some savory gourmets. We mix all that together, create what we call the wide awake sauce. It really bonds together the honey ham, the oven gold turkey, the lettuce, tomato, and cheddar cheese.
Very good. I got to get a napkin here and I go on before we started, but that is an incredible sandwich.
It's our #1 seller. People
Wow.
are tripping over themselves to
Yes.
get their Wilsonian.
Let's try this. Let's try this soup here.
tomato basil. It's not like your typical tomato basil, which is really creamy and really smooth. This has actually got chunks of tomato, carrots. It's a hearty soup for the winter.
You see the chopped up basil floating
absolutely.
in it.
I want you to hear something that these guys have said multiple times. It's not like anything else. It's not like anything you're going to get anywhere.
We do it different.
Absolutely, and that includes the beer down to the food.
Exactly.
Yes.
When we decided we were going to put a kitchen in, there was no way we were going to throw a cheap bologna sandwich in when we got some of the best beers in the world. We're going to bring you the best food as well.
Oh my goodness.
Dom Perignon with hot dogs, it just doesn't work.
That is, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what I want.
That will go well with it.
I'm ready to just, call it a day after this.
Very nice.
That's an incredible soup. I mean, tomato basil. Again, it's not overpowering. It's really
Not at all.
warm, really soothing.
It's not a fake cream base. You know there's tomatoes in it. You know there's basil in it. It's a real soup.
Now, this is
That's the smoke wagon.
smoke wagon.
That sandwich is, in my opinion, incredible.
It's our Western take on a sandwich. Like I said, we use London broil instead of roast beef.
Cooked to medium rare, it is, yes.
I don't know. They're all great. You can't decide. I got to wash it down with this one. So
That one's got horseradish on it, but anybody who doesn't like horseradish, we have other options we can put on it. We suggest the horseradish because we don't have a horseradish that has too much bite on it. It's a full flavored
Without
sauce
the bite.
without that really strong bite.
that is unbelievable. That's a great sandwich. It's all great. I mean, I can't say enough for what you guys do here.
Thank you, sir.
It's local. You're supporting local business, local beers, craft beers, micro brews.
And this is always my go-to, and I've told Josh this is private, and I'll say it publicly. We really have got the best customers in the world.
Yeah.
They have been absolutely phenomenal. They really have.
It's amazing when you have a local business that supports local people.
Yes.
The response that you get. And when you have something like what you do, you're so dependent on what people from the community come in and say.
Absolutely.
This is what we like, this is what we don't like. The great thing is that you're able to adjust your product based on what people want.
We're extremely open to suggestions. Absolutely. Because there's no point in us doing something that our customers aren't, that they don't agree with.
We put our heart and soul into making this place really good before we opened. And in the last month, we've improved drastically. Not because of us, but because our patrons have made us better.
Absolutely. Well, guys, you're looking here. We're at a local business in Wilson, the Brew Masters, and we have 3 local microbrews on the table with us that are fresh on draft here. We have some great sandwiches, some great food. What are your hours? If people are thinking, I'm going to go to Brew Masters, what are your hours?
Monday through Wednesday, we're open from 11 to 11. The kitchen closes at 9. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're from 11 to 2 o'clock in the morning. And then on Sunday is our easy day. We're open from 12 to 10.
Okay. So come by to the Brew Masters. You got a great selection of beer. If they don't have what you're looking for, talk to them about it. And the great thing, what I said before we went on the air is I said I like that you can look up here on the draft, and you don't have the domestics that you think of. You have great stuff that has a variety of flavor and a variety of options.
And there's plenty of people that have come in and asked for a Bud Light, and we're like, we don't have that, but let me let you try this.
And they fall in love with it.
3 beers later, they're very happy.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of people are very happy 3 years later. Well, guys, I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Josh, Marcos, you're doing a great job here, and
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
Andrew.
you having us.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you guys coming out.
And we'll see you next time on the Blue Plate Special. Make it a great day.